Testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing, uno, dos, tres. Still no sound? Please let me know. Okay. Salam. Thanks for the. That was on point today. I'm a little slow. Don't mind me. I'm sorry. We reversed roles today. Y'all are wise. Me, a little sloppy, a little slow. This is okay though. I have to remember. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be talking about. I don't want a lot of y'all. If anybody knows, what is the title? It's a deep thing. I apologize. I'm not being. I'm not being funny. I think I need a little more sleep. The hell was I about to talk about? Magnetism? I have so much knowledge in my mind. I don't remember what I worded sometimes. I mean, what I title it sometimes. But if any of you guys remember, oh, the title is It's a Deep Thing. I was in Atlanta. I'm still a sex symbol. I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. I thought I lost it in my old age. No. They still want to do it with me. I'm sorry. Where was that? Just wanted to put that out there. Flower life, peace and wisdom. Peace and wisdom. That was the thumbnail. But I just use that. I do things like that sometimes. You feel me? Like I said, I'm a little sloppy today. So the thumbnail might not match the title. This is okay. You get my point. We not on robot time here. Now I do want to say this. I do remember now. I wanted to give y'all some real talk because y'all get a little fake in this life. Peace and wisdom, sweet tea. That's the thumbnail. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But I appreciate y'all. I get it. I'm trying to think how to word it. Let's start here. A lot of y'all mistake, meaning y'all get on paths of wisdom, wherever y'all do. When you're dealing with this new generation, I have no clue what y'all be doing. You know, to each his own. On y'all path of wisdom, a lot of y'all get lost into like rule systems, stereotypes. Y'all mistake that for knowledge and discipline. Meaning little kids get rules. And they get rules, of course, because they're not moderate in their ways. Meaning they'll go to either extreme. So, of course, you got to give little kids rules. Don't do this, don't do that. When they get older, mature, you get my point? They do whatever they want, but they're moderate in their ways. When I say moderate, I mean like balance. They're not going to go to any extreme. If they decide to have a drink, they're not going. You're like a kid. You can't tell a kid you're going to have a drink because who knows what the kid going to do? They retarded. When the kid matures, you get my point? They'll have a drink and not get drunk. And when they wake up somewhere butt naked, and you get my point? The point I'm making is little kids have rules, belief systems, stereotypes. And a lot of y'all fall into these things on y'all path of wisdom as adults. If most of y'all apply whatever path of wisdom or whatever school of thought, religion you're in, I bet you got a bunch of rules, the same ones that kids got. You get my point? I bet you live by a bunch of stereotypes. Not wisdom, stereotypes. And you probably got a bunch of beliefs. Beliefs is nothing, basically. You need an example? Jesus is coming to save us. This is a belief. Did it happen? No. What's the truth? It didn't happen. And say it's gonna happen. So yeah, that's what a belief is. When somebody don't know what they talking about, but they they won't stop talking. Little kids like that. They believe it's a monster under their bed. You say no, it ain't. They say yes, it is. Then y'all have a whole back and forth, but they don't want it. Ain't nothing under there, but whatever. They gonna do what they do. A lot of people are adults. If you a kid, this ain't for you. I wouldn't even know why you here. But if you are, behave. Now, like I said, a lot of adults, you get my point? On a path of wisdom, they fall into rules, stereotypes, and beliefs. And they view that as self-discipline, wisdom, and truth. Meaning a kid has rules, an adult has discipline. Kid ain't moderate in their ways. Adult should be. So you get my point? That's their own discipline. Nobody have to tell them what to do. They should know in regards to their own self. Stereotypes and wisdom ain't the same. You have an experience with somebody and knowing what you're talking about and living by a stereotype or boxing people in. It's two different things. This is what most people on their path of wisdom have. Stereotypes. Rules. Y'all supposed to evolve out of that. The same way as children, y'all parents gave y'all rules and made y'all do whatever they said. At some point, you were supposed to evolve out of that. Some of y'all have. Take care of yourself now when you make your own rules. Others haven't. But so this is all mental though. It don't stop with just your parents and you get it. That whole thing. Your maturing and evolving goes beyond, when you was a kid. And that some of y'all 40 years old, 50 years old. And you think wisdom is like a bunch of rules. You see how I curse? Ever so often I curse. Some of y'all on the path of wisdom, you say, man, he wise, he not supposed to curse. There's no awareness on the flip side to say, damn, I'm an adult. Why am I still talking like I'm 8 years old? And my parents told me not to curse. Again, y'all grown. Y'all not self-aware of the things y'all say and what y'all are. Some of y'all 80 years old, you think you still... Y'all see 50-year-olds thinking they kids, so you get this all mental. And that y'all speak like little kids, completely unaware of it. If you on a path of wisdom, wisdom to you become like you a little kid and you follow all the rules that you're supposed to follow. Now hold other people to it. So let's say I curse, you don't. You say Silas ain't right because he cursed. Silas is grown. Meaning I'm a mature mind. I don't overdo things. You get my point? My whole conversation ain't curse. But ever so often I'll curse. But this is okay because I'm grown and ain't no kid supposed to be around in these moments. You follow? Let's say you in a religion of this walk of life. So you say, nah, I ain't supposed to curse. You grown. You get my point? How your path of life, your religion or whatever it is, reduce you to a child where you never evolve in mind to say I could do what I want. I can eat what I want. I can dress however I want. I just need to be self-disciplined and moderate in my ways. I already know how to move. Y'all let these schools of wisdoms or whatever y'all want to call it control y'all being like children. Y'all all in the music group. You get my point? Y'all got all these stereotypes of what's supposed to be. If you got dreadlocks, then you say, man, the power's in the dreadlocks and all this strange shit. And you hold other people to those stereotypes. The next person got a baldy and they a monk or something, I don't know. They say, no, wisdom is in baldness. And got all these stereotypes and all these sides. These things have nothing to do with wisdom. And have to do with little children play. Meaning most people never... Maturity is a self-awareness. That's the best thing I could say. Y'all start holding yourselves accountable. Meaning some of y'all might be listening right now, so you fit the shoes of what's being spoken of. Maybe you don't want to deal with it. And that, you get my point? Maturity is accepting the realities of things. But more than that, being self-aware. If you're not self-aware, then you get my point. You waste your whole life being somebody kid and you grown. Meaning a lot of y'all don't look at it like that. Y'all lost in little kid vibration in that. Let's say you a part of a religion or something. They control what you eat, how you, if you curse, all the little kids stuff. But y'all like bickering back and forth. So you say no solid's wrong. You got to live that, not me. I'm not telling you this so we can have a back and forth if you want to be a baby. To each his own. I wouldn't tell you can't. Like I said, to each his own. Sometimes you gotta give retards a little attention. They want it. A little giggle. Ha ha hee ha. But for the rest of y'all that grasp, this is not the troll channel. Like I said, a lot of y'all need to become self-aware. Y'all be like whole people slaves. If I don't know you and you just trolling for no reason, who you trolling for? You get my point? And when you grow up, and so kind of grasp. Let me remove these losers. If any of y'all want to be a channel moderator, let me know. Peace and wisdom. Anybody want to have a real conversation with me? You don't have to troll. I mean, grown here. Come talk like you got a brain. Other than that, I'm grown. I don't do insults and all of that weird stuff. Bum talk, that's what I call it. Never ending bum project talk. And so my channel ain't for the poor and disturbed. A lot of y'all fall into that. Push your own disturbances out in life like somebody care about it. Yeah, get that together. Once or twice is fine. When you dedicate your life to making new channels and all kind of retard things to troll, you get my point? And too obsessed and addicted. Stop stupid talking on me, please. Anybody coming in here, I don't deal with drugs. I smoke a little marijuana and that's that. Outside of that, you get my point? You're not never going to see me bewildered. You're not going to never not see me fly and looking together. And so miss me with all the clown talk. Those of y'all that falling all of that dumb shit, you got eyes, stop being a lesser. That don't hold no merit to me. Anybody could stupid talk. And I keep bank in my pocket. You get my point? Miss me with the clown shit. I don't got the time. Some of y'all need to find a job, find a life, find a business, find something to do with yourself. Sitting online, dumb talking nonstop. Interfering with deep knowledge, you get my point? Knowledge you need. Like I said, a lot of y'all lost in the rule systems and stupid shit. You running around trolling and dumb talking on behalf of others like it's gonna do something for you. At least get paid to be a goofy. Other than that, stop trying to get my attention as a lesser. Stop trying to compete with me or like have an argument with me or anything. If you come in as a lesser thing, that's your own choice if you want to come like that. If somebody's bozo or your own. Outside of that, if you want to have a real conversation with me about anything, the door open. Stop thinking starting an argument with me or trying to look like you tough and you not scared is the way. And once you do that, you is and you slide out. And that's real talk for all of y'all. Because I be noticing that with some of y'all. You think like if you act tough, you proving something to me. Stop playing with me. I'm grown. You're going to get yourself hurt. I'm not on that new time where you disrespecting people you don't know and you reaching all across the waters to pretend like you got beef with people you never going to see. Go indulge into the things you like and the people you do. You get my point? Other than that, dick sucking is never, you know. I don't want to be a dick sucker. Salam. Jordan Ray said, let's talk about why Trump won, brother. I'm going to get back to what I was speaking on, y'all. Get to some of these comments. Infinite Eternity said, unfortunately, some adults need rules because they're not disciplined. Indeed, but the overall point is everybody still have to evolve. You get my point? To be self-disciplined. And got excuses for yourselves. Some of y'all 50 years old. Talking about other adults can't curse. You grown. What you talking about? Wisdom ain't you being a disturbed thing. A lot of y'all think knowledge is that. Oh, I found my side and now I'm a disturbance to whoever ain't on my side. And stereotyping people and acting a fool. Being all bitter inside. Wisdom is when you find true wisdom, you don't have a problem with nothing. I don't think a lot of y'all get that. Y'all get on wisdom paths and y'all be having philosophies based on y'all bad experiences. It's what it truly sound like when you hear it. And be living by philosophies that's based on somebody's bad experiences. When you get on a proper path to wisdom, all get cleaned out inside. You get my point? Bad experience, good experience, it's all wisdom. All you got here is to happen, and some of them happenings are going to be good, some going to be bad. The tide going to come in, the tide going to go out. What are you going to sit around complaining every time things don't go your way, or the tide don't come in when you want or go out when you want? And a bad experience, you get my point? Most people never become aware of that, where they start to look at themselves and say, damn, I'm structuring my life according to my bad experiences. You get my point? Y'all have like philosophy where y'all be like, stay away from this or stay away from that or cut this off and cut that off based on y'all negativity. When you're on the right vibration, the things that's not supposed to be near you ain't gonna be. You get my point? Look at it like that. When you high, whatever it ain't, you get my point? Ain't got no means. Only the low things could get crowded on, and you get my point? What I'm saying is when y'all raise yourselves up to wherever y'all supposed to be morally, on the honor, in a means of honor, when y'all honest with self, honest with others, hold people accountable to whatever, and stop moving on y'all emotions. When you become solid, all the shit that ain't solid gonna fall away. It's just like if you dirty and you clean yourself up, all the dirty shit that you was around, well, the dirt mingle with the dirt. You get my point? Meaning you don't have to cut nobody off. When you right, things gonna fall away. And that's gonna be by its own doings. You get my point? It's simple. Y'all live half honor, half dishonor. It's based on y'all emotional state, who you like or dislike. When you just move on honor and morals and that's that, well, you get my point? Whatever's swaying is going to sway itself out of frequency with you. And everything that's in the sway going to be in a frequency. But the point I'm making overall, some of y'all are not aware that you're not finding true wisdom. You digging yourself deep into your despair, but you got like philosophies. They like your guards now. Meaning y'all have bad experiences, then y'all put up guards. Never becoming aware like, damn, I have a guard put up here or a guard put up there. And it's not just blocking me or blocking things from hurting me, but it's blocking me from having like access. And you get my point? Y'all supposed to be out here enjoying all of life. Y'all out here playing sides games and limiting yourselves out. And so do you get my point? Mind you, the side y'all find yourselves on ain't all that gravy because y'all be flip-flopping all over the place. And that, you get my point? You gon' flip-flop and ping-pong all around till you find yourself. You stable out your own legs. And so that's a sign for most of y'all. If you be flipping all over the place trying to get acceptance here and acceptance there, you gotta mature and just stand on morals and honor. Whatever ain't just, whatever's weak, whatever's flawed in those kind of ways gonna fall away from you on its own. And you get my point? Live your life. Enjoy your time. Keep your energies open. Like I said, a lot of y'all Y'all either learning off y'all own bad experiences or y'all learning off others. And it's becoming philosophies and ways of lives for y'all. When you're on the right path to wisdom, you get my point? There should be no disdain that you have for anything or anyone. Life is just life, and then people coming along as they do. You can't come along faster than others or shorter than others, and you get my point? Start having a hissy fit in either direction. Life is a balance. You come along as you do, you try to help others become aware of their ways, and you get my point? And keep everything on the up and up. I'm still stuck on Trump, man. And Susu, whatever your name is, Salam Shalom, said, I don't think your opinion is that important, but you know I could be wrong. I think most people don't give AS. This is what I mean about self-awareness. If I ask you, like, why are you concerned with everybody else and not your own self? You said, I don't think what you're saying is important, but maybe it is. Like you don't know what's what in life. You see how you're not aware of that? You're all over the place. You think what other people think, so you say, I don't think most people give a S. It ain't about what most people give a S about, because all it is you. In regards to you. And this is what the immature mind don't get. Meaning this is where most of y'all, you get my point? Y'all fall into these schools of wisdom. They rob y'all of y'all own self-awareness. Being able to identify when you moving all wrong and all dumbed out. And you get my point? And that y'all start speaking y'all dumb. Unaware of it. And that I'm reading your comment. I say you somebody that's all over the place and ain't, you get it? You don't have your own mind, your own brain. How you don't know what's important and what ain't. You get my point? You gotta wait for somebody to tell you. And so like that. A lot of y'all young though. Come here when you know, a little over 30. Oh, y'all having conversations with each other like retards. Salam, shalom. My channel not for that. Come for wisdom, ask questions here. Have a conversation in my channel about Trump. And I think Trump, y'all got too much attention for things that ain't even that important. Meaning you got to become aware when you got more attention for things that ain't important in your life for the things that are. I probably need a whole job right now. You on here playing games, and you get my point? Talking about Trump. Trump getting money. What the hell is you? It's the real channel. Meaning when you come here, you ain't got to get lost in no show. You ain't got to be embarrassing yourself. This is not the Bozo Stop. This shit live. We FaceTime and y'all just scared to show y'all face because you know I blacked that eye. You know I blacked that eye, but look at it like that. I'm just somebody that's mad real in life that just pop in ever so often to curse y'all out to do whatever I want, you feel me? Because y'all live online, y'all don't live in real life. Niggas is meek and humble like a monk in real life. Pulling up on y'all blocks and shit, grabbing y'all. I exaggerated a little bit. But y'all know I'll be everywhere. I pull up on you and slap you around a little bit. It don't make no difference. All it is real life. And so what you said at Exodus, whatever your name is somewhat right. You know, in regards to people complain about, you know, others, and you got to become aware, meaning most of y'all have allegations and stereotype perspectives, and you measure up to exactly what you're talking about, but there's no self-awareness of it. Or maybe you figure like, no one knows me, so they don't know. And you get my point? All I can tell you is, like I said, y'all gotta become self-aware. Y'all dumbing yourselves out, and you get my point? Trying to fit in if you young, I'm not really talking to you. You're gonna be that way until the mind mature, you get my point? But until then, kids need rules. They not that disciplined on their own. And I suppose stereotypes is good for kids. You know, you tell kids don't talk to strangers. That ain't necessarily true all the way. But it's good enough and true enough for them to stay safe. And as you get older, you get my point? You got to talk to strangers if you want to meet new people. And some of these strangers going to be good people, some of them not. Kid can't discern the difference, so you just tell them, here, take this stereotype and you get it. Hold it as a truth. And this is how adults become. They grow older, they find a religion or, something else to rule over them so they can be a child. Completely unaware of it. And that, like I said, a lot of y'all waste y'all lives away trying to uphold some rule system that you still gonna have to evolve out of it, regardless if you want to or not. You get my point? You a whole Christian right now. You say I can't curse and I gotta dress like this, and y'all got y'all weird schools of wisdom. Y'all gotta eat this and eat that and basically do whatever you told. Pretend like, no, I ain't told, I just know it's the truth and I do it. But you get my point? You ain't know nothing about what you was talking about before you found whatever you did. And you found a thing and it tell you what to do and all of that. And you push that off on others where you try to tell them what to do and it become, you get my point, a little kid party. Those of y'all that got rules and stereotypes, you try to force those rules and stereotypes on others. Completely unaware, I'm a grown-ass child trying to make a child out of others that's grown. You follow? The weak gonna pull down the strong of the weak. It's all about self-awareness. Most people don't have that. And so, did y'all give back? I didn't hear the Cash App or Changin. I was gonna go into something deep in regards to magnetism. Most important thing in life. But like I said, I don't hear the Cash App or cashing. Now, Exodus, you said some people evolve. I'm sorry, I had a wild weekend. My vagina was vagina was everywhere. Who size balance things of this nature? So what was I about to explain? I'll be so bitter in the daytime. And I have so many problems that ain't y'all own problems. And so many problems with people that don't even know you exist. And that, you get my point? Y'all so lost into lies and all types of dumb things when y'all be talking. It'll never make any sense. But there's no self-awareness of it. It's like a little kid. It's like a brain full of all type of weirdo shit. Y'all never take a time out. I don't know. Soon playing stupid to y'all is the style. But like I said, most of y'all are grown and you lost on that accord in life. And just living this stereotype, that stereotype, whoever they tell you to like, dislike, like that. You like a clown. But you don't hold yourself to nothing. And that, you get my point? It's the world we live in now. Motherfucker be 50 years old, a little kid. Still getting told what to do, who to like, lost in all the dumb shit. And got to strengthen up in y'all minds. And be trying to impress nothing. And so become aware of these things and self. I'm saying that because most of y'all, you the bozo in the crowd and you're not self-aware of it. Some kind of way. You get my point? And think you being a follower or goofy doubt in some way. It's a cool style or something. I wouldn't know nothing about what goofies do. You get my point? All I could say is remember that a computer is nerd world. It should start with nerds, and so you get my point. Y'all a little nerdy on here. Y'all adopt nerd ways. And so if you a male or female, learn how to, you know, be direct when you speak, make sense when you speak. You get my point? Y'all falling in the nerd conversation. You get my point? You know when somebody a nerd or they scared, they indirect talk and gotta play guessing games with them. Like, are they insulting me? Are they insulting somebody else? Y'all like that in the daytimes. Scared bullies and victims all at the same time. And you get my point? Completely unaware of the self. And so, and life gonna become real for you when you get real. Like I said, most of y'all, you like an empty glass that can be filled up with nothing like a kid. And so, you get these things together. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna go into this magnetism part of the video. So y'all pay y'all dues. It's my lunchtime anyway. If y'all don't, no one needs to feel any kind of way. It's my lunchtime, and I'll do it for the channel members. Some of y'all may be going through attraction issues, or you know, losing connection issues, and it's all have to do with magnetism. Meaning people coming and going out of your life, and the whole comings and goings, you could say. It's a magnetism thing. Magnetism ain't physical. A magnet is, but we're not talking about a magnet. We're talking about magnetism. And so, I want to explain a deep thing a lot of y'all overlook in regards to self. Like I said, wisdom is you becoming self-aware. My joint be freezing up like that. Hold on, give me a second. Peace and wisdom, myself, Salvago. Oh yeah, I got your message, but service lagging. Oh, Peace and wisdom, noble tranquil. Now, if you have any questions before I depart, let me know. Start coming here for wisdom too. A lot of y'all be coming here to play. Online, it's like, y'all little attacking. Y'all lose online as an attacking tool and all kind of other retarded things. I'm grown. You solid or you ain't. You get my point? I'm saying that because y'all don't be coming for wisdom and asking deep questions. Y'all be coming here trolling, acting stupid. If you got a problem and you obsessed, move along. Don't be too goofy out for me. I don't mind, but make sure, some of y'all coming for wisdom so it all balance out. Other than that, whatever goofy shit y'all got going on don't matter to me. You get my point? Don't be getting lost into whatever y'all want and be acting like it's real. So come here, keep everything, on the up and up. And if you get lost into all of those, little insulting games, make sure y'all stay aware that I'm further along than most of y'all in any way you could think. Don't embarrass yourself. It's no need. That's what a lot of y'all do. You try to come competing with wisdom and think clever, dumb talk gonna work. Some of y'all like to come competing in lifestyles and lives. Stop coming here trying to compete and then get your feelings hurt, because I'm going to go right to reality. And that, make sure your shit together in reality. I don't mean all make-believe talk time and this hearsays and nigga dig in your goddamn pocket to call your bank. And if you can't do that, outside of that, come here for wisdom. Nothing else. I'm not concerned with the envious. Those that carry on in envious fashion. You get my point? And whoever intrigued by those things, you can't serve two masters. Go, wherever you intrigued at. And hopefully that's clear to most of y'all. Now, like I said, if y'all have any questions, please ask. Let me know that, those of y'all that's supposed to come for wisdom, your brain working. Because a lot of y'all be thinking I'm talking to the trolls. I'm talking to those of y'all that's here for wisdom. You've been coming long enough for wisdom. Your brain getting stagnant or dumbed out. You get my point? And that, y'all done with knowledge. You get my point? It's a big world. It's online, offline. A lot of y'all can move along and be a child online, in real life, and wherever else. You get my point? Outside of that, if you're somebody that come for the wisdom and you want the wisdom to continue, well, pay your tithes, engage, make it worth your while. Other than that, you get my point? I'm wise, I'm good, I ain't got to waste the time. I could just live y'all lives where y'all create whatever narratives y'all want to make yourselves feel good. Nobody got to live out no narratives that y'all make up, whether for self or outside of self. Whether you making up some shit for yourself or you making up some shit about somebody else. Nobody got to live out talk. Everybody got to live out reality. You could skip over reality your whole life. This is where most of y'all are in life. You're skipping over reality to try and measure up to some talk or some dumb thing, and you get my point? If anything I'm saying is unclear, comment so you be crystal clear. But a lot of y'all older and older, you're getting lost into them things. I watch y'all wasting y'all lives away. And y'all become bitter. The conversation be bitter. Don't be about nothing. Like when somebody's struggling and straining to do more than they can. Y'all like that. It's like y'all struggling and straining to do more than y'all can. It's making y'all bitter, and you get my point? The little kid dumb talk begin. Now I'm about to depart. I see y'all done with knowledge. Those of y'all that y'all are insane. How long ago was the Trump came in office in January? It was April. But all the voting and the winning thing go back to November, if I ain't mistaken. That's half the year. You get my point? How y'all get lost on the presidency after the presidency's already over? I'm sure y'all fully aware the man gonna be in office for 4 years, and that's that. That's how it always go. You get my point? I will carry on about things like 5-year-olds. This ain't the place for that. This ain't the place for no lessers. A lot of y'all are completely unaware of self. When you complaining about Trump or whoever won the presidency, you talking about somebody ruling over you. Your problem ain't who the president. Your problem is you got somebody making fucking decisions for you. And they can't please everybody in the world. So it wouldn't matter who's your president or who win. They can't make everybody in life happy. And that's your problem is presidents, period. Y'all waste y'all life away arguing about who the president and who ain't, and be grown. When Obama came in office, whoever ain't want him in office, you get my point? Complaining for the whole term. Y'all don't want Biden in office, y'all complaining. Y'all don't want Trump in office, y'all complaining. Y'all complain about everything but the point, which is presidents don't work, basically. If niggas keep complaining, y'all never get to the point like fucking adults, my nigga. Y'all come here like stupid retards. It's like almost unreal. I might as well dig in my pocket and give y'all money for fucking work and school and shit too. Just take care of y'all like y'all retarded. Cause this shit all common sense. How you waste your life away arguing about who the new president? Never becoming aware, hold on, this president stuff is in the way of me making the decisions I want to make and live and do what I want to do. Who gives a fuck about whatever tariffs and this and that Trump doing? Y'all too concerned with things have nothing to do with y'all. Y'all don't even understand the things y'all be talking about. Now y'all import exports. You ain't even never sent a kilo to nothing up the block. And now y'all genius in importing, exporting, tariffs and all of this. Some of y'all can't even fucking read. You got the reading skills of a fourth grader, a 9-year-old. But choosing import, export genius. Y'all need to become self-aware online, making y'all throwed off in the head. Y'all watch online and then y'all convince yourselves y'all anything y'all want to be. And then be proudly pretending like you are. And every 6 months or whatever's the new thing, you the new genius on everything new. Never aware like, hold on, I don't know shit. I never took the time out to know nothing. Become aware. That's all I could tell most of y'all. That's why I be telling people ask y'all questions so I can measure y'all stupidity. You get my point? When y'all ask them, I be like, man, you could tell all y'all watch is arguing and stupid shit. Because that's what the conversation reflect. It's never one of good character. It's never nothing of any real merit. It's like stupid almost. Where you like, what the fuck are they even talking about? Why are they concerned about? Like brother want to talk about Trump. My mind go there. Like, why are they so stuck? Y'all stuck on aliens and all kind of dumb shit that's like I'm like children, man. Nigga tell y'all Santa Claus coming, and you get my point? Solids just don't get it. Aliens is real. You won't even know what that is. Alien just a word that describes something you ain't aware of. They call Mexicans that come in here illegal aliens. Alien could be anything you want. Y'all will have a whole conversation about aliens and alien races, and ain't even clear on what the word mean. In that, you ain't even talking about real aliens, which is basically immigrants. People that ain't from where you from, and you ain't familiar with them. Because y'all aliens truly is, an alien is some crocodile head. You get my point? Skinny bob. Like I always tell y'all, man, you got countries all over, or you could say continents with countries on them, all around y'all. And all y'all know is whatever they tell y'all. It ain't that hard to get. Europe was a country, well, a continent, with countries that were developed on it before America had countries developed on it. The Europeans came to America, colonized it. That means they built countries and states on it. They didn't have to tell the people there, hey, you know, we come from a whole place you never heard of. You follow? They didn't have to tell us Japan exists and all these places that they do trade with that we never would have known of. I'm saying that so y'all could grasp. Whatever you're looking on a map and whatever you think you know about places, it's just what you know. There's a bunch of places y'all never heard of before and probably never will. And people travel between these places. I'm trying to make it as simple for y'all to grasp in real time. We don't gotta go into conspiracy theory where you dumb yourself out. You an American, there's places you can travel, let's say Argentina or some shit. The people in Argentina ain't never left Argentina and don't know shit outside of it. You coming and going, they don't even notice you like that. Now got countries of different, what do you call it? Technological savviness or something. And got different countries on different levels all over this world. You get my point? You got people coming and going right in the same airports y'all in. Y'all have no self-awareness. Some of y'all may reflect now when you say, oh yeah, there was a day I was going in the airport and they had that side like blocked off, but this dude kind of walked that way. I thought that nigga worked here probably. No, that's flights going somewhere else that you're not allowed to even know about and it ain't your business. And half the niggas working there don't even know what that is. Do you follow? Do you follow? Y'all come do y'all jobs. Y'all come do what y'all supposed to do. Y'all have no real self-awareness outside of that. And so do you get it? You got people coming and going from places, meaning you got people that's from places y'all never heard of, but they heard of your place and they come to your place and go back to their place. And you get my point? They not a dinosaur-headed, crocodile-headed, skinny bob looking one. They look like you, a regular human. They just ain't from where you from. And you get my point? Y'all watering down that truth with all the stupid kid talk. And that, when you deal with that reality, that's more real and that's more dangerous. You got people coming and going from countries you don't even know exist. And they not telling you nothing. Don't let that part set in. They come here and visit, but don't tell you like, oh, I'm from a place in the far, far north you never heard of and you not allowed to go. Because you're dumb. Nah. But something like that. Nah, you're dumb. You can't go. Don't worry about it. Y'all think like if you go to the North Pole, then life just in there is some dumb shit. There's no awareness like an adult to say, hold on, they just stop us from going at some point. There's no boundary line of, oh, the earth ends here. You can't go beyond this point. There's just people that stop us from going this way or that way. And that, do you get my point? Y'all talking about Antarctica. Y'all think like Antarctica is like the map, where it's blocking off like the whole bottom of the earth or something. There's no self-awareness that there's a whole ocean, and Antarctica is just a continent. No different than any other continent. You can go around it or whatever the case may be. That part. That's not one whole bottom of the whole earth. That's just one continent like you live on a continent. It's bigger and smaller continents all around it and behind it, and you get my point? The same in and off. Now, life don't stop at some point. Somebody just gonna pull up and stop you from going beyond where you got jurisdiction to go. Y'all got passports and all of that for a reason. That right there let you know you can't go but where you allowed to go. And so do you get my point? You got people from places y'all never heard of. It meant that. Use Europe and America as an example. Europe was already developed, and you get my point. They ain't have to let the American citizens know nothing. They ain't have to have planes for y'all to travel anywhere, and you get my point. Y'all wouldn't know nothing outside of what y'all know. You wouldn't know nothing about Chinese people. First time you seen a Chinese person, you probably lose your mind and be like, what is that? Same with a white person. Same moment you see a white-skinned person, you probably be like, what is that? That's an alien. I'm giving y'all a perspective. And the aliens already came as people from other places, and that never stopped. And when they first came, do you get my point? When Europeans first came to the Americas and indigenous people was here, and there was no countries or there was no states or cities developed, and they seen them white-skinned people, they never seen white people before. Again, these white people just from another place. In the same earth they in, and you get my point? The indigenous people of America, they know nothing of. You get my point? Anything outside of America or their little area. When they first see a damn white person, can you imagine you never saw a white person with blonde hair and then you see one? You're like, damn, that's an alien, or that's a different kind of human. I got straight stringy hair and they white, and I'm brown and I got like coarse hair. What is that? Like that, y'all not going back to the first encounters. And that y'all talking about aliens like they skinny bobs and all this weird shit. And aliens ain't nothing but people that y'all already familiar with now. Y'all got aliens called tall Nords or something weird. Do you get my point? Y'all playing dumb games on y'all selves. Y'all talking about white people and the beginnings of them coming around brown skinned people in a time where y'all already familiar with it. Tall whites. Indigenous people are pygmies. They like 4.5 feet, 5 feet at most. You lucky if you catch one 5 feet. We talking about indigenous people on any continent. Africa, America, any continent before it's named and cities and countries is made. You got brown-skinned pygmies running around. There's this short indigenous people. And you see a 5'9", a 6'3" white. You see a 6'3" Nord. That's somebody from the far north. Sweden or some weird shit. Farther than that. Where the Vikings from? Far north. You pull up with a red beard and red hair, you white. You never seen nothing like that. You 4'7". Looking at somebody 6'3" white coming from another place you never even knew other places exist. That part. You fast forward, y'all like, oh, the tall white aliens. I say, are they retarded? Why don't nothing click in their brain? Like, y'all talking about things that are already past, in the future, waiting for. All I could tell y'all that slow is you got countries you never heard of. Continents that you never heard of. They're not far out in space in the next galaxy. They're in the same ocean your continent is in. Black people don't navigate. I guess when you dumb, then you say, no, there's people in the cosmos somewhere. The hell are you talking about? Now, the nigga 57,000 light billion years away. Huh? This is how y'all talk being wisdom. We found a star 57 billion light years away. I don't care how fast you can travel, man. You got a brain to know, hold on, I'm not clearing a 50-year. I know I said more than 50 years, but I'm giving you an example. You hear 5,000 billion light years, they telling you the amount of time. You know, like a 15-minute drive. They telling you, man, this one is 5,000 billion years travel time. I'm going to say it again. I don't care how fast you travel. Do you get my point? How's you going to travel? You can't even travel 50 years. You follow? If a place is a 50-year distance, traveling the speed of light, you know how you say, man, this place is this far if I'm going 100 miles per hour? If I'm going 50 miles per hour, then it's going to take this long. They say, man, that next planet is 5,000 light years away. That means if you traveling at the speed of light, which there's nothing faster than that, it's still going to take you 5,000 years to reach it. I don't think y'all understand what y'all hear. Y'all listen to scientists talk, not truly grasping what you hear. And do you get it? And this is all simple. Meaning some of y'all listening now, you like, oh yeah, that's simple. I got that. They don't speak simple to y'all. They want y'all dumb. And so if you ever hear light year travel, they're basically telling you like if you was telling somebody, if you're driving 70 miles an hour, you'll get to Atlanta in 14 hours. If you're going 50, you'll get there. You get it? Isn't that you traveling hours? So you say, okay, if I'm driving, I'll go to Atlanta 14 hours. Let's say I take a plane, it's moving 500 miles an hour. Maybe I get there in 2 hours. Now do that with 5,000 light years. First, what you got that travel faster than light, and still, let's say it shortened the journey 90%. You still talking thousands and thousands of years. That shit go right over y'all heads. Y'all be like, no, the aliens is coming. Huh? Niggas can't even navigate the ocean barely. You think niggas can navigate the cosmic waters? Y'all think the sky just black? Nothing. The sky is water. And everything you see up in cosmic space is in water. And so, you don't need to worry about that. You got continents and places here right in the same ocean that your continent in that you never heard of. It ain't on your map because your place ain't got no trade or dealings with them. You say, what does it matter if we got trade or dealings? Why they still should let us know? They don't care to let y'all know nothing. It ain't y'all business. Y'all slaves in whatever place y'all live in with no awareness of it. You want to go to Mexico, you got to get a passport or permission slip. And they expect you to bring your ass back. You want to live there for good, you got to fill out paperwork, beg, and figure it out. And it's the reality that we live in. Y'all have a highway system, y'all have a plane system, train system that connect all the places that y'all know. And that y'all think those is all the places. If you live in North America, you think all the places in North America is whatever country, whatever state, city, or place that you heard of that's on the map. There's no awareness like there's forest land that's more than all the states we have in America. Meaning North America is still mostly forests. I'm going to say it again. North America is still mostly forests. There's no map for the forest. So y'all maps only reflect the places. How they gonna have a place on the map that you never heard of that ain't named? And got people living over here, right? Whole community. They live like how we live. How you gonna have that place on the map and nobody even know it exists or how to get to it? Keep in mind, they don't know it exists. So that's where the how to get to it. I don't want you to think you got places all over the place where it's like, oh, I'll never get there. You got places right off the shore of where you live now. Think like, what was his name? Jeffrey Epstein? And he had them two little countries and two little islands, basically countries. They right by places y'all go to visit. Never seen to his islands, his countries. Y'all didn't know they was in existence. They are close right to other countries that y'all are aware of, that y'all travel to. Like that. No awareness that it was there. And got little girls running around there butt naked. It's a country of raping little girls. Y'all know nothing of it. And got countries far south going to wars like Antarctica, South Pole, that y'all never heard of. And nothing but fat ladies live on these countries, man. And any dude pull up there getting raped. I'm not being funny. They got tales about these places. Meaning when y'all reading ancient literature and they talking about different places that y'all never heard of, y'all convince yourselves like, no, they talking about the same places that's here now, but just they had different names for them before. They talking about places that's still in existence now and just don't deal with y'all. They predate y'all. Again, Europe predate North America in regards to there being civilized countries, cities there. You follow? They didn't have to tell America after they colonized it, hey, we come from a place in Europe, I'll take you there. They could have left them in the dark. And that all the people in North America would only know North America exists. Europe is like a whole boat ride of 30 days or so away. They would never know. You follow my point? Like that. Those old countries and places y'all heard of, they didn't go out of existence. Maybe some of them did, but you get it? A lot of them are still around now. Y'all just not allowed beyond this point and that point. And they don't deal with y'all. Our higher ups know of these places, but you get my point? And like I said, these people from those places, they come and go to our places, but we not allowed to go to theirs. And say why? I don't understand why. Same way y'all don't want migrants coming into y'all cities like that. I say, why can't the migrants from Venezuela come to North America? Why can't they come up from the south north? Why y'all want to stop them at Mexico and shit and say, nah, you can't come into America? They don't even know fucking America exists till they got to the wall. Do you get it? Say, because we don't. We don't care about them. We not looking to impress them or nothing. We don't want them to see us and we don't. That's the true reality of it. You an American, you say, I don't know them and I don't want them to see me and I don't care. You fuck them out of here. That's how them other countries is with y'all. If you wondering, well, why we can't go over there? Because they view y'all like that. These niggas is all behind and shit. Remember, you got different countries being developed at different times. So they're not all on the same level, technologically and understanding wise. Those migrants from Venezuela that they're letting into the cities are maybe one generation civilized. Y'all are 400 generations civilized. Meaning your ancestors were civilized, their ancestors were civilized. You can go all the way back to 1700. These people one generation in. And that, you get it, there's a lot of clashing between the migrants and your regular citizens of North America. Because of that, they're on a whole different level of intellect than we are. And that is making for clashes. Yeah, etiquette ain't all the way up the part that have to do with being civilized. We're like that to other places. They say they not civilized enough to be here. You get my point? They stereotype brained out. They like 5-year fucking olds. They gonna be talking about we aliens and dumb shit. Y'all don't get like that about yourselves. Y'all stereotyped out and like little kid brained out. Isn't that anything of any merit? Like, just keep them away from me because they too dumbed out. They ain't come here. Next thing you know, they gonna make up a whole narrative that got to do with like little kid talk. But fuck around and let you come to their continent and you like they the devil. And lost in fairy tales still. And that, do you get it? Just leave them where they at. It's better for them there. And so a lot of y'all have to mature. But you got to be self-aware to do that. Most don't have that. God body said, what and where are the celestial seas? See how y'all got more concerned with things completely out of y'all reality. But you got seas and oceans here, and you get my point? Man, tell you there's continents everywhere. It don't even pop in the brain to say, shit, we can all get us a boat and find some of these places on our own. Like that. You hit that ocean, you gonna come into a place at some point. Or you hit the seas, you gonna come into a place. You get my point? It's like if you walk down the block, you gonna come into another block. You gotta have a brain to know that. Y'all convincing yourselves the little small part of the world that they show y'all is the whole world. Now y'all reaching outside the world for people. Over in Mars. You get my point? The star 5,000 light years away, it got water on it. I mean, you get dumb to that point where you think these niggas got a telescope that could see that far. Niggas can't even see the bottom of the ocean, but you think they could see. Some of y'all like that. You don't have no awareness to how extreme the dumb shit that you believe in is. Where it's like, yo, how you don't see that is completely too extreme to be realistic. Dream Lavish said they got the walls up yet for the Mexicans. They got the walls up for the Mexicans. It's like I said, man. There's places all around y'all, and y'all just not allowed to go. They throw y'all off with aliens coming from places that could never even reach here, so y'all don't pay attention to what I just said. Otherwise, y'all start looking at everybody like on a real level. Aware, like, hold on, everybody here ain't actually from here. Some of these people from places that we don't even know exist. And if we beat them up, you know, thank you for the give back. And if we beat them up and put hands on them, they'll have to tell us. I'm trying to tell y'all something deep, but y'all like kitty brinked out and completely lost on dumb. And that y'all don't even realize the commodity I am to y'all and all that can be done. Cause y'all still lost in dumb fucking little kid talk. And that when I'm talking to y'all, it's like talking to kids. Imagine me or any adult telling kids, man, Santa Claus ain't real, y'all tripping. So now the kids all angry. Y'all like that on an adult level. Nigga tell you some shit real, you mad now like a 5-year-old that was told Santa Claus ain't real. You get it? Man say, man, you lost in the groups like a little kid. Life ain't about groups, you know, man. And little kids join gangs and shit like that. Y'all are fucking adults. What you talking about? You down with this community and that community. You're a grown motherfucking adult with children and shit. More than that, we all one tribe. What the fuck are you even talking about? This half y'all. Y'all dump the fuck out. Stupid talking. Motherfucker ain't loyal to their own tribe. That's their family. How they gonna be loyal to a tribe outside that? This all y'all in tribes. Or this all y'all in y'all groups. You ain't even loyal in your own fucking family. Otherwise, how'd you get into the gang or the group, nigga? That part, y'all got no self-awareness. In that, y'all put yourselves in the dumbest fucking things y'all can. Meaning you in the group right now, you feel overly safe, but too dumb to realize I'm under the worst circumstances I could think of. I'm around a bunch of strangers that I call my new group. You down with the Hebrews, right? That's your new family, right? Your family ain't Hebrews, but you decide you want to be. Now that's your new group. You don't know them motherfuckers. And none of them know each other. Y'all all the same. A Pan-African community, the Christians, Muslims. Y'all just lose yourselves into groups of strangers and then convince yourselves. No, I know what I'm doing. They're like children, man. Where somebody got to sit and tell you, man, you don't join the gang. Y'all like Nipsey Hussle and Black Sam telling Nipsey Hussle, why are you joining the goddamn gang, nigga? We our own damn gang. He too stupid to get it. He's a little kid. Y'all like that. Man got to tell you, why are you joining the gang? You just influencing little fucking kids to do the same. Why you an adult with kids and you in this community or that party and that thing? Don't you know your kids watching? Y'all got no awareness of these things. Y'all just do whatever y'all want. Y'all come together to tear down. Then from there, you get my point. Y'all be bonded by y'all dishonor. Then y'all just start taking each other out. Is that how we go? Because anybody mature, you know what I'm talking about. You've been a part of something or you seen enough where you already know how we go. Y'all don't want to build yourselves up and come together strong. And when they come together weak. Say, Silas is trying to break up our groups. Groups is already broken up. It ain't nothing but the weak bonded together. Y'all want each other's help. If we got more numbers, then we can influence. Y'all want each other's help. The weak. Now imagine y'all all was strong and solid in y'all ways. Then you have a real group of individuals that just live by a code of morals and honor. And whoever live by that morality, you get my point? See how y'all ask each other, man, what gang you in, what this you in. It's just supposed to be what morality you live by. You a snake loser, get lost. Y'all live by the dumb things of society that hold no true merit. In regards to y'all life, some of y'all 50, 60 years old talking about you a blood or a crip. Completely unaware of how dumb you look amongst your own peers. And impressing little kids. But little kids ain't about to hang with your old ass. You can't hang with adults your age because you get my point. And this go beyond that. Meaning some of y'all 40s, you hang around 20-year-olds and shit like that all day. Your conversation reflect that. Some of y'all 50, you hang around little kids too. Your conversation reflect that. Amongst your own peers, you just a dummy. A lot of y'all come here like that. You my age, 43 or so, but when you come here, you see the difference in intellect or awareness. And then you be getting all bitter and burnt out. That part. And then you go back to the kids section and start, you get my point? Dumbing yourself out with kid stuff. And so, he said, put some respect on Big U name. Yeah, y'all strange in the daytimes. And I watch y'all snitch on Big U. I want to make sure I be clear on this. I watched a whole bunch of people snitch on Big U, alleging that he is snitching a whole bunch of other shit, and y'all have no self-awareness. Before I would even get to Big U, we gotta address your dishonor. You get it? Y'all don't move like that. A person could come in the most dishonorable, dusty manner, and y'all will overlook that for whoever y'all want to tear down. Y'all like it say in the Bible, the people were so desperate for Jesus to get locked up and crucified that they let the murderer and the rapist go. Pilates said, do y'all want me to let, because he don't see nothing that Jesus did wrong. He said, man, if we keep this innocent man, we got to let one of these crooks go. They say, yeah, we don't care, let him go. Y'all like that. I'm looking to slander somebody or don't like somebody, you get my point? Y'all will overlook the reality that y'all got to live afterwards. And so, self-awareness is everything. Most people, you get my point? Y'all get lost in y'all way. Y'all get lost in life. And so, y'all don't need to be talking about big you. Y'all need to be talking about yourselves and how y'all are rats. See, y'all will skip past that and try to make a point that somebody else a rat while you dead ratting in the moment. Do you see my point? You say big you did this snitch thing and that snitch thing, but it's coming from somebody I clearly see snitching in real time. Now I have no awareness to say, hold on, you a fucking snitch. You saying whatever you saying to blur the lines of what you are. Now they probably all snitches. Like I said, you got snitch wars going online. This nigga work with the state. This nigga work with the feds. You got little snitchy crews online. Probably in the streets too. I wouldn't know. I try to stay away from y'all. Y'all goofy. But you got little rat wars going on. You know, this crew of rats, they work for the state. This crew of rats, they work for the feds. And you get my point? And be attacking each other. Big you work for the state, I guess. I don't know. And whoever ratting on him, you know, the whack 100s and all of them that y'all seen ratting on this nigga in clear day, maybe they work for the goddamn FBI. So they say, our big homies is doper than yours. Rat wars, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I wouldn't even care. You get my point? Now, despicable to me. When y'all start overlooking morals to serve your lesser emotions and you a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman, it's despicable. Kids gonna be kids. If you an adult, shit despicable. And so kind of grasp, a lot of y'all, you overlook the self-morality to attack, and then you get my point? Y'all get lost in y'all way. It become a whole accord, meaning you got a whole generation of goofies. They doing goofy things because they think, no, that's how we supposed to do it, because everybody doing it. They don't want to be the standout. Not aware, like that's the whole crowd of goofies in life that don't even matter. I don't need to, you get it? I don't need to fit in with that. I need to make it clear that I'm aware they stupid. You see how I'm telling you, man, y'all all snitched on Big U and blah, 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 even though the narrative is reversed, I guess. They the heroes. They took down Big U, right? Like that. Most of y'all would just go with the narrative that they give you. So Big U is a creep and a bad person and so on and so forth. They all come from the same ghetto. So Big U bully all of them. But they tough though. But they could be bullied. You get it? They all from the same Compton or wherever they from. And they all come online. They all gangsters. Even the girl that he posted beat her up. She's from the gang and she's tough too. But now they victims. That's all I see. Y'all bully victims. You get it? Y'all talk tough and being gangsters, what it's about. And then on the same token, y'all snitches and victims. Meaning y'all gangsters and bullies, and on the flip side, y'all snitches and y'all victims. In that, I'm listening to the Big U thing. I say, are they victims or gangsters? Because I don't even know what is going on. You get my point? Am I supposed to judge y'all as gangsters, or am I supposed to judge y'all as victims that get bullied? Which one? Because if y'all gangsters the way y'all act, even a regular working person is a gangster now. You get my point? They'll call out somebody for being a rat and all of this and that. They live by gangster too. But then at the same time, they'll be telling and crying like a victim. And they have an excuse already in place where they could do that. And somewhere in their brain that makes sense. That's how y'all live in the daytime. Like complete retarded little kids that think anything could be anything. No awareness of the self where you say, hold on, that's some bozo. Ain't nobody real going along with that kind of behavior. That's stupid. If they all gangsters, then they shouldn't be helping the cops or indirectly ratting on Big U. When you come online and you speaking about some crimes, somebody's crimes, that's called dry snitching back in the day. Now that ain't even dry snitching. That's just all the way snitching when you're doing that. If I come online and I start speaking about a crime that you did, yeah, that's all the way snitching. If there was no online and I went outside in the neighborhood and I started screaming out a crime you did, snitching. I don't know what y'all got that as in today times, but it ain't snitching. You get my point? You see how y'all got everything clouded out and watered down? And it's because y'all are rats. And I want to make it where it's confusing to know who a rat and who ain't, because most y'all rats. And that y'all don't want to get to the bottom of nothing. Y'all want it to be how it is. You follow? And that Big U a rat, whoever's ratting on him is a rat. And do you get it? In that, rats is all safe. Y'all making it where rats could be safe and just hide. But there's victims on the other end of the ratting. Y'all forgetting about that. And so do you get my point? Mind you, this y'all own. This y'all own people. And so, makes sense. If you young, stay away from dumb. Y'all watch them so-called gangsters from LA telling on their own goddamn self like retards. Niggas don't even talk right. When you that stupid where you can't discern bozo, it don't matter what nobody else say or whatever the narrative is. Bozo, that's where y'all lose me. Like I say, they dweebs, my nigga. Anybody they put in front of them that they can clearly see is a dweeb, and they still will go with it. Like, again, when you see somebody telling on their own self all drunk out there, you get it? Well, you knowing like they ain't like that. They ain't even in their right state of mind. And just on here drunk fronting. I will overlook that and be like, no, they solid. How? The fuck are we talking about? LA completely lost their mind. I don't know what's going on with LA. That's not the place that I'm familiar with when I was growing up. You from New York or another place, that's not the LA that we know. LA dudes was solid. Or way more solid than you see them carrying it now. I don't know what kind of prostitution ring stuff they got. Because that's what it looked like. Sloppy stuff y'all selling yourselves out like this podcast and that podcast. Hey, this white podcast is whore and that white podcast is whore. And there's no big homie stepping in the way saying, hold on, what are y'all doing? There's no big homie that's the median to say, Adam, if you want to talk to one of the little homies, you get it. And got to work that out through me, and you get my point, or you going to get your nose broke. If any of them get locked up behind anything you do, you going to get held accountable. You can't say, oh, I'm a civilian. Then go deal with civilians, man. You follow? You can't go work with gangsters then be like, I'm a civilian. Go work with civilians then. Otherwise, you got to be held to the same honor as everybody else. Now, allowing people to bring y'all on their show, indirectly line y'all up to get locked up by the cops, and then play stupid and say it ain't on me if they answer the question. In the streets, if I ask you a question that could get you locked up, I'm a rat. You see how sometimes Vlad will ask somebody about something, maybe it's a crime of some sort, and he may say like they can answer it or not, that's on them. In the streets, he a rat. Why you asking? Why are you trying to? You get it? In the streets, they gonna want to know why you stepping on the line for. If you know that question being asked and he answer it, gonna need to lead to people looking at you side-eyed now, like, why would he even ask him that? It's like I walk up to you in broad day and be like, did you kill so-and-so? Before you even answer, don't matter. Everybody gonna look at me like, this dude is a rat. Why would you ask somebody something like that? Knowing the cops are around or listening. And so y'all have those games going in the daytime. Y'all got all y'all rat games that y'all got. Where y'all can indirectly rat or dead on front street rat and just make it however you want. And that when I'm watching y'all, I say, man, I know everybody in the daytimes is a rat. 95% of y'all men that I meet, I know off rip, you a rat. If anything happened, you gonna tell. And I don't even mean like in crime. I mean if me and you have an argument and I beat you up, you liable to call the cops on me. We live in so weak times. If I have an argument with a man, he probably liable to call the cops on me and see how he could finagle that. Do you get my point? Like that. Whatever a man was, that don't even exist no more. Y'all like little boys and widows playing high school girl games. And it's to ourselves. Like, you get it? Y'all not playing these games on no other race. Y'all just doing it with y'all own selves. And that y'all just knocking and chipping away at y'all own race. Completely dumbed out. You got the weak in the race overthrowing the strong in the race. Y'all make sure y'all keep track of that. Everybody is from somewhere or know somebody where they know exactly what I'm talking about now. Meaning y'all all know somebody that's weak or a goofy that's overthrowing somebody that's not. Or probably they start. Big U started Nipsey Hussle and all of them. And you get it? Now watch them overthrow him. Then when y'all have that sloppiness as y'all rulers, then y'all gonna be getting backdoored and did all kind of ways y'all couldn't even imagine. And all the stuff y'all are alleging on Big U and saying like he's responsible for that, they did it. Don't never overlook that. Say Big U was lining people up. Who did the lining up? Meaning who did the actual work? The same ones telling you that he a creep. And that what we talking about. That part. And so you get my point? This next generation, because it already begun. By the time my grandson is like an adult, 21, all y'all gonna have is bozos in the race. You get it? Kind of just schooling, whatever's the up and coming generation. Y'all already lived that, man. I've got 50-year-old gang members telling y'all about ratting and snitching and goofy shit. So you already got an example of what I said. Like, the weak is overthrowing the strong in the race, and it's been happening. And that, when you fast forward to now, I'm sure y'all can pinpoint out. You get my point? Maybe you don't want to because they popular. You don't want the flack that gonna come with it. But I'm sure y'all see, like, a lot of these older dudes that's supposed to be big homies is a little goofy. Just certain little ways and certain things they doing. Y'all overlook that. And y'all overlooking y'all future. Y'all got grown men online gossiping. Y'all overlook it. The young coming up under that same kind of mind. Again, if you my age, was men allowed to gossip? Would anybody you see now gossiping, telling you the new tea, would they be able to walk around the neighborhood? Be honest. Like that. Then how is that happening now? You know how? Because like I told y'all letting the weak team up and overthrow the strong. And that the strong don't want nothing to do with y'all. I don't mean like kill them. I mean like just slander them or do whatever they could do to get them, And y'all allowing that shit to happen in real time, and then y'all left with the goofies. And you get my point? Half disturbed because of that, and make the best of life. Hopefully y'all grasp what I'm saying. Whoever gave back, salam. Romeo Akbar Young. He said there's a lot of it's frozen on my end. Like I said, I still need some sleep, but Romeo Akbar Young, he said there's a lot of videos on YouTube telling on Big U business. Crazy in the daytimes, man. They be getting y'all started like the feds will release a AI video exposing, let's say, Big U as being a creep rat, whatever they want to say. And y'all jump on the bandwagon. Like that, y'all slow and gullible, man. I'm talking about people that might even know Big U. Now, some of y'all don't. You just see like this is what they talking about. So I'm gonna put my video up on the content too. You too dumb to even know that whole thing started with an AI. Meaning they tricking y'all into going to jail. A lot of y'all lost. Y'all think this all got to do with like either Big U guilty or Big U not. Big U is an old fucking man. Whatever he did back in the day, them times is over with. And he ain't nothing but gullible like y'all somewhat, where he looking to exploit his past reputation, even though it don't really hold no real merit now. You follow? He going along with all the tough gangster talk stuff, even though he don't really live that no more, to kind of finagle whatever he could finagle on these online streets. And it got him. You get my point? Y'all coming on here feeding into fake narratives of y'all. Y'all see how y'all be trying to make me gangster, and I say, get off that, I'm grown. I ain't in no fucking gang. Stop playing with me. I'm an adult. I don't care if old niggas in gangs is cool. Now you exclude me from that. I'ma carry it like I really carry it in real life. I know in real life you ain't around no gang members. I'm 40. I'm in my 40s, man. Get real. And so you get my point? Y'all will feed into those things. Some of y'all online right now, maybe you the big blood homie or something. But you really not. You're not even a real blood from back in the day. You some new goofy. You don't got no blood burns or nothing on your body. You just a whole new goofy where y'all make yourselves a part of the gang and people already older and don't care. Like, they don't care what the little kids is doing. So what, they want to pretend like they us. Letting them, you get my point? And that just caught traction in half y'all like that. But you get my point? You riding that little narrative out that you super gangster and all of that. And that's what's going to bring you down. You're going to be sitting in jail looking like a stupid fucking retard who ain't even really active like that. You let them line you up on this stupid nerd box. A lot of y'all supposed to be solid, and you come on here and you let that shit expose. You been a nerd. You been a weak-minded goof bag. And so y'all all, you get it? This like the old streets. This is owned by the government, and y'all gonna all go to jail on here. That's what it's designed for. Y'all get on here, y'all start overly stupid talking. And tricking and trapping yourselves up into dumb shit. All that checking in shit, ain't nobody ever checking in. You get my point? People gonna pull up to certain cities and they gonna check in with the people that they know in them cities. And the people that they don't know in them cities is gonna rob them, extort them, and it been that. And y'all sitting online trying to manipulate and sweet talk extortion as like some real thing that always been. That shit ain't never been nothing. It's always been like how I said. When you pull up to certain cities, hopefully you know people there. You gonna call your family, yo, what's up? I'm in town, I wanna see you. They don't have nothing to do with you giving them nothing to nothing like that. That's your people, you know them. If you go up the block and you know somebody, I'm sure you're gonna hit them and be like, yo, what you doing? You know, let's say you pull up to the block and you don't know nobody. You already got a mind know I ain't from this block, they probably gonna try to like line me up or something, rob me, or try to get me to pay for being on here. That's how it always been, just like that. Ain't no checking in where you checking into a stranger so he can extort you. You gotta let him work. He gotta earn that. Y'all let niggas to trick y'all out of their work. Y'all pull up to your town, you say cheese check in now. You could just come and check me the old school way where y'all pull up and try to rob me and shit and we gonna get it popping. And if y'all succeed, y'all do. Other than that, why am I checking in so you can basically rob me? No, you could just pull up in the streets. I'll be at the show if you get it. Do it the old school way. I ain't got time for no games. Y'all on here playing games, trying to convince little kids me you supposed to check in. Blood. Check into who you know. If I don't know you, I wouldn't want you checking into me. What's your problems? You come into the city to get your money and get the fuck out of here. That's how real people carry it. They ain't bums looking to lean on you, blood. You come into the city to do a show and get your money, cool. Get your money and go. We don't even like your kind. Can I pay y'all? No, you could just go. Like, some of y'all know real dudes like that. Where they like, I ain't looking to extort the rapper. Let him come and make sure he leave. Like, get him out of here. Don't let him be lingering around. He's a goofy. Just get him out of here. That part, y'all be overextending yourselves. And trying to mix it up with half of goofies like you don't know how that's going to go. You don't rob nobody you know is a goofy. You don't look to extort or do anything with anybody that you know is a goofy. You separate yourself from a goofy. You see the goofy need help, that's his own problem. You know, hey, let me pull up on a goofy, maybe I can extort him and blah, 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 blah. You're going to end up in jail, man. You get my point? Big U in jail because of that. Old playing around with goofies, even though he see like, man, they goofies. And now he caught up. And this is how most of y'all are. You entertaining goofies and you playing with the goofies because you seem like you feel like you on top of it. Big U was getting praise and all of that. And that he overlooked, okay, half these dudes is goofies. They flip-flop and go with anything in any moment. And I already seen that with my own eye. They're indirectly promoting that it's okay for anybody to snitch if they a civilian. He overlooked all of this shit because y'all was giving him praise. And that same shit bit him on his ass. Now he an OG that was supposed to be telling y'all what I just told y'all before I told y'all it. But he want to go along with the thing. You get it? So he can get notoriety of it and twerk it how we do. And then they come back and they bite y'all in the ass every time. Ain't nobody from the streets coming online won yet. Nobody coming from the streets that come online and try to play the online games won yet. Y'all all go to jail. And so, if you young, pay attention to that. Don't get yourself lost in all of this bozo stuff. Just stay out the streets. The streets is a place that ain't got no honor. It's a chaotic, A-ride place, and it's supposed to be like that. It's the streets. Somebody gonna tell on you, your right-hand man gonna snake you or rat on you. All of that makes sense if you ain't naive and you realize what that is. And you probably be half guilty of half the shit that you complaining about because you won with the environment. And so if you young, you stay out of them environments so you don't adopt none of the ways in those environments and you don't get plagued by those environments. And you be online like the other goofies, 50, 60 years old, talking about when they was young and tough. I like that wholesome merit now. Who cares? I pull up with a cane tough. Who cares? If you got gray hair, you get it? Y'all tough with gray hair, man. Gangsters with gray hair. That part, if you young, you better pay attention because you gonna be that. The old motherfucker that still think it's cool to be young. Trying to impress little goddamn kids that don't even care about nothing. And so you get my point. You want to always stay aware of where you are in life and what you are in life. Your ass 50 years old. You get it? You don't want to get too out of tune with that. That's when you lose your equilibrium in yourself. You get it? Some of y'all lost in time and you just lost. You still 25. You're still hanging with 25-year-olds. But you're 50. The mind's still there. You're going to be familiar and one with whatever you in the company of. If you hanging around little kids all day, and you on, or if you online all day, all on here is little kids. If you online with little kids all day, you don't, how long you think it's going to take for you to take that perspective of little kids at some point? Or you try to measure up to whatever you think is cool in the environment. Remember, the environment is for little kids. And that, do y'all get my point? It become a goofy thing. Salam, shalom, Michael Roundtree. I appreciate the give back. Now I'm about to depart. Oh, and whoever else I missed, I apologize. There's way too much going on. Now, if y'all got any questions, ask. I'm about to depart. I was supposed to been depart. He said the gangsters and criminals are a minority. A civilian want to be a gangster and a criminal, but they just can't cut it. And you get my point? You live in a world where everybody want to be a gangster, but they can't. Just go back to y'all childhood. When you was a kid, you wanted to be down with the cool kids and the bad kids, but you was a goofy. You become an adult, maybe you have a disdain towards. Don't no man want to get chumped off. You get my point? Y'all all want to be tough, but just don't cut it. And not, do you get my point? A man or a woman, we speaking a solid, not a gangster or a gangstress or a, you get it? We talking about the solid that handle their business. That's the minority. You know, you're going to have goofies by an abundance always. You don't ever got to overlook that. And the goofy stuff going to always be the majority. And that, you get my point? You say gangsters and criminals is the minority. That's the goofy shit. That's the majority. Don't ever overlook that. Now, never get naive in this life where you start forgetting reality. Y'all all went to school. Them same people y'all went to school with, they adults now, but they still got a kid mind halfway. You got to manually adjust your mind, not a kid. Or it's going to stay there. And that, do you get my point? You don't got to front like you don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all all want to be tough and y'all all want to be some type of big time criminal, but you just don't cut it. But that's what y'all all want to be. This is why, like, when Big Meech or some criminal get out of jail, y'all all jacking and sucking dick. Even if you work a job. Are y'all overly hating because you wish that was you being received in that light? You follow? And that, I know many of y'all want to be. Y'all all want to be, but y'all truly don't. That's all I could tell most of y'all. You want to be tough and you want to be a gangster, but you don't. You don't want to get shot. You don't want to go sit in jail. You don't want to go through nothing that you're going to have to go through to be tough. But y'all want to be tough. So you get my point? Kerry said, reword that a goofy. I say a good guy. Yeah, y'all got all the manipulation talk in the daytime, so when y'all don't measure up. To y'all, a goofy is a good guy. To me, a goofy is a weak ass bozo that don't have no spine. I wouldn't care if you keep winning a situation. You still a man and you got to stand firm. And I would call a coward that run off and shit like that. You get it? No, he's just a good guy. He's a goofy. You don't never not hold a coward to what they are. Unlike children, y'all still lost in the manipulation. The good guy ain't nothing but a manipulator. The goofy ain't nothing but a manipulator. The coward ain't nothing but a manipulator. They too fucking weak to do what they supposed to. A lot of y'all are that weak, so you overlook it. And that I know Kerry is half a goofy, cause he got a defense for goofy, even though there ain't none. The man to man, you be sturdy like a man, and that's fucking it. It ain't no around it. You follow? We not making one flaw good and the other flaw not. You get it? Because he's weak and delicate and a whole bozo. Now we gonna make like he the good guy. No, he's a coward that none of y'all probably could depend on. Why are you overlooking that? Because y'all be sucking the dick of the delicate. You follow? Y'all weak. So y'all like to have people delicate in y'all presence that y'all control. But y'all overlook that delicate gonna leave you hanging. That delicate gonna leave itself hanging. You're not gonna never be able to depend on that weak delicate. That part. Then y'all be like Diddy, where everybody going against you that you actually put on, and you wondering like, damn, why they just throwing him under the bus like that? Cause they weak. They too weak to say fuck it. If they could do the same thing to me they doing to Diddy, I'ma stand on blood was a friend and fuck you. You see how Stevie J say, man, nah, he my man and I ain't about to do all that. Fuck it. Just do me dirty too then. But I'm not about to help you tear somebody down because you making threats towards me. That's what make you a goofy, if they could just bend and fold you like that. Make one threat, now you turning on your own. Going with narratives. You a goofy. I'm old school man time. You got to stand on what you got to stand on. Nobody want to hear your excuses. Everything is simple and crystal clear. And so a lot of y'all live in that now, meaning you're going to get backdoored by your own. You got too many weaks around you. You're going to get backdoored by your own. They're going to throw you under the bus, all type of shit when you need them. And it's because they weak now and you overlook it. You get my point? I'm telling you from experience. I had a few weak people around me. It ain't never going to fail you. You get my point? In that, whoever you got weak around you, where you know, like, nah, if I ain't in their presence, I can't assure they gonna be solid or live up to the morals we supposed to. Cut ties with them now. Don't even play yourself. You get my point? Like I said, y'all feel comfortable with the delicate because y'all feel like y'all in control. But the delicate your snake because they ain't got what it takes to stand firm when you need them to. Isaac, that thing said that I get bullied a lot in school. No, I was a bully, you know. That's why I act how I do. I be working on myself, though. But as a kid, yeah, I was a bully a little bit. Not a bully like how I am now. Just go in your mouth. I don't care. Now, give me a second. Now I'm about to depart. But a bully and a coward is the same thing. Like I said, a bully and a coward is the same thing. Bullies bully cowards, and you get my point. You don't ever see a bully, trying whatever they trying on everybody. And a coward is what they are. So you get my point? Like I always tell y'all, opposites is one thing. A bully and a coward, they got their perfect little marriage going. And you don't need to interfere with it. You try to stop a coward from getting bullied, he be on the bully side. Some of y'all like, yeah, that happened to me. I tried to be Captain Save a Ho. And you you got the bad end of the stick. You like, what the hell? And so kind of keep focus on those things. Stop coming in here trolling. Y'all like dumb little kids. If you got a mind where you like, oh, I'm going to aggravate somebody, you're retarded. It's more to life than being a retard. You get my point? And so stop coming here trolling. I'm grown. Ain't going to do nothing but get you blocked. You're not going to get me aroused in any way where I start overly carrying on beyond the moment. I'm going to disrespect you, probably block you off, and I'm done with you. From there, you're going to be overly trolling, trying to get my attention, and it's a place for grown-ups. If you under 30 years old and you come in here playing, you need to get some manners about yourself. That's not a joke on or offline. A lot of y'all like that. You little kid trolling. Stop playing with me. I'm not your age. That's not an insult or a challenge to you. You too immature and stupid to get what's being said to you, man. I'm not your age. When I put my hands on you or I do some grown-up shit to you, then you're going to be crying victim. Again, the young need to stay away from the old. When you come around the old, know how to conduct yourself. Stop playing the little kid games that you play in your little kid environment. Or don't come into the adult environment. I'm not your age. A lot of y'all stupid in the daytimes. You got friends my age. Don't let the dumb in your life become outside of that. Where you start thinking everybody the 40-year-old that you know. I don't deal with kids, man. Unless I'm playing with them in a moment. I'm schooling them on something in the moment. Outside of that, I don't have kids lollygagging around, getting comfortable like they appear or something. And so stop coming in here trolling if you a little kid, man. If you grown, I hope you ain't even into that. You're too grown to be stupid. And come here for the wisdom and keep everything on the up and up. Pay your tithes like I said and stop stupid talking. Meaning those of y'all that's lost in all the begging talk, stop rewording shit that don't do nothing to me. It's the reason why you gotta pay now. If you gotta reword it, then it ain't good. You get my point? Or if you gotta reword it, then whatever was said was good. If I tell you, you come here, you got to give back, and you want to reword that as he's begging, don't open the door to get your feelings hurt. Always remember, if you got to reword it, that ain't it. You can reword something to whatever you want. That don't make a reality of nothing. You follow? A lot of y'all live foot to mouth. The last thing you need to be doing is telling anybody anything about begging if that's not what they doing. Again, you can reword anything to what you want, but do you get my point? There's no need to play games if you got to do that. That's like setting yourself up to get your feelings hurt. If I convince myself they are lesser and others they are lesser, that don't make that the reality. That don't mean when you come across them, that's the reality you're going to have. You're going to have whatever the reality always been. And so you get my point? If you come here to get wisdom or you come around me for anything, you make sure you prepare to give back or put something on the table at some point. If you want to reword that to anything you want, make sure you go as you doing it. Outside of that, manipulation games don't work on me. What you think if you say I'm begging, that's going to magically make me say, oh, they think I'm begging, let me stop? You could suck a dick and slide. I'm grown. Manipulation don't work on me. It's simple. If you're going to come here, give back. You don't gotta reword it or do nothing dumb about nothing. Either you obliging or you ain't. If you ain't, slide out. So those that feel comfortable giving back can and others will, and then you get it. Everybody get the content that they pulled up for, the deep juice they pulled up for. And so make everything make sense in your life, meaning your actions, and you get it? I'll be all dumbed out the place. Now, this is the last question. I'm about to slide. You said, do opposites really attract each other? Like if I'm an extrovert, I end up attracting a spouse that's introvert. Don't speak like people stuck in life. You could be an introvert this year and something different next year. It all depends on the circumstances of whatever you go through. But y'all speak like people stuck, meaning y'all speak like y'all got no experience in life, and that y'all live life like y'all have no experience ever. Plaguing yourselves with dumb things that y'all already got the experience to know better on. You follow? And that you say, do introverts and extroverts, can't nobody tell you what you gonna be one day from the next, man. Some of y'all was weirdo goofies that never came outside when you was young, and now you came out your shell and you be outside. If you basing, you get it, your life on stereotypes, which is what you just said. A lot of y'all ain't even aware of what a stereotype is. Think if it's your popular stereotype that you live by, then it ain't one. You know, like how a religious person to say, like, this ain't a religion, it's a way of life, even though we all know it to be a religion before we known of anything they curved it into. Meaning we all know Christianity, Islam, all these things to be religions. Again, we know these things to be religions before we know it to be any other word game they try to describe it as. Y'all live in them times where, you get my point? Y'all forget reality. Y'all try to make things whatever y'all want it to be. A religion ain't a religion no more. It's a way of life. So what's a religion? Because we still got that word. That part. This is the beginning of y'all changing history. All rewording it. Not a narrative changed. Let's say the person that ain't in a religion, they in a religion. And all those that's in religions, their religions are now called way of lives. Even though that was the name for the, you get it? This is how y'all live in the daytimes. You can see it happening in real time. And kind of dumb yourselves out. And you get my point? Y'all get lost in the sauce. But y'all need to be focused. This for you. To answer your question, you need to focus on yourself and yourself being balanced and fair and honorable. That way you attract that. When I say attract that, if you're a fucking low life, you only gonna be allowed around other low lives. Why would somebody of honor want you around them? And how you gonna meet somebody of honor? We speaking to woman. You ain't. And so again, you don't need to worry about what nobody else is. You need to worry about what you is, because that's what you're gonna attract, whatever the hell you are. And this don't have nothing to do with introverts, extroverts. That's all stupid talk. Why would you care if somebody's an inside person or outside person over if they got morals, loyalty, things of that nature? So you're looking to pick somebody on things that hold no true merit there. You get it? The first is, are they loyal? Do they have honor and morals? Meaning, are they honest and have morals and loyal? From there, it wouldn't matter if they introvert, extrovert, or whatever you want to make up. You got what you need right there. And so you get it? You're not going to get that if you ain't that. Everybody wants somebody loyal and honorable, but they never put themselves on the scale to see if they measure up to that. Y'all only going to be able to get what y'all in the environment to receive from. And you only going to be in whatever environment that you vibrate in. You a low life, you going to vibrate in a low life environments. You're not going to feel comfortable when you get it. How y'all law is what's going to bring y'all where y'all go. Everybody want the great things in life, but they don't make sure they measure up to that greatness, so they never receive that greatness. They receive whatever they are. They're never aware of themselves in that. They never aware of where they going or where they are. You follow? If I ask most of y'all, where are you right now in life and where are you headed? You don't even know how to answer the question. I'm going to say it again. You don't even know how to answer the question. The mind too childish. Ain't nobody ever even asked you that. Where are you at right now in life? Most of y'all so immature minded, you probably gonna go to like money or materials, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your mind and your emotional state. Your morals. Do you still have the same morality you had as a kid? Like that. Most of y'all ain't put yourself on no scale. And that you don't know where you going or where you are. I'm too concerned with everything outside of self. We kind of live in a saving mentality where you're looking for somebody to save you. Or you magically want all the good things in life to happen to you where you have to do nothing. You see how I tell y'all, if you come here, carry your weight and give back. When a lot of y'all don't, this is examples of what I'm talking about. Y'all want to be treated fair, but y'all will serve the opposite. Or you won't look at yourself and put yourself on a scale and say, okay, I'm going to receive what I am. All y'all say, man, I want somebody that's fair, that ain't looking to use me up and do me dirty. Anybody in here that's like that, they don't see how y'all move and what you think they going to do in their own mind. Again, if I see you being unfair with somebody, what you think I'm going to do in real life? If I know somebody helped you and I see you not looking to help them back, what do you think anybody going to think of that person in that moment? And that you only going to be able to attract what you are. Some of y'all get lost in the manipulation games. All you attracting is others who manipulate. You get my point? When I say manipulate, you have to be right on you not giving back, right? Even though you don't already, so it wouldn't matter. But you still feel a need to convince yourself or others, no, that's right, I'm not supposed to. Even though you don't already, it ain't nothing to talk about. Like that. All you do is attract others like yourself. I know you don't think you attracting motherfuckers with honor. You play your mind game on somebody with honor. Fair is fair and everything is simple. But you can make it whatever you want to make it. But you want to attract whatever you are. You're going to find yourself in the space of whatever you are. If most of y'all had that mindset, you'd grasp what I say when I say, man, I always move with honor. I'm always fair in my ways and balance. Some of y'all watch me and y'all say, man, this nigga on some good time. Or he goody, or he uppity, or bougie, or whatever. I move how I move for a reason because I understand things. You're going to gravitate to whatever environments that you are. Snakes and low life niggas and manipulating people don't come around me. They already got it in their mind. It's not going to work on him. If you manipulate people and you get it, you into that sweet talk and all of that, and you good with that. You think it'll work on me? Or you already got it in your mind like, nah, you're going to be an asshole about it. Like that. Once you solid, most people check it in and they don't look at you as somebody going to be able to move in any way. And that's what everybody looking for the most part. Somebody they can manipulate or have as their little toy somewhat. They won't acknowledge that, but that's what they truly want. A yes man. But it become, their flaws. It become their lack. And so, all you got to do is be solid. You get my point? And you're going to attract the solid. Whoever I deal with, I ain't got to worry about, like, if I'm not in their presence, is they being solid with me. If somebody trying to throw me under the bus, they going to let me know, or they just going to sit there and be silent. And you get my point? Like that. Anybody I deal with like that, because a lot of people I don't deal with, I don't want to hold you. It's like I said, y'all show y'all lesser ways. And the real one always shun you off after that. Or make sure there's space and distance. It's like, nah, you were goofy. Or anybody that could be around me is stay solid. If you goofy, then you get my point. You already got it in your mind, like we gonna clash. Let's say you somebody that gossip a lot. You probably already got that in your mind. Like if I go around him and I start speaking some gossip or hearsay, then he gonna be like, nigga, that's hearsay. What do you know? You know how I be telling y'all. Nobody care what you heard, what you know. Like, I can't do nothing with your hearsays, but make myself look like a fool. So just tell me what you know. I could stand on that. Like that. And that, anybody goofy, the goofies ain't gonna come around you when you're sturdy. That's all I could tell most of y'all. You attract the sturdy, you deal with the sturdy. It's less sturdies than goofies, but you get it? It's more fun with the sturdies than it is with the goofies. I mean, too concerned with everything outside they self. You get my point? And measuring up to everything outside they self. And so if you young, maybe you grasp what I said. If you old, shit, make your adjustments. Dream lavish said, what if I'm loyal to a cheating? Salam, shalom. I don't want to say all you said, but he said, what if he loyal to a chick that be cheating and she a hoe and she tricked him into thinking she was loyal? This new generation, man, y'all goof. Y'all like, I don't want to hold you. You got goofies in life, right? Just listen. You got the weak-minded and the desperate and the goofy. You know, basically what you are. You're a little desperate, so you probably overlooked a lot. And that you'd be called a goofy. Don't take offense. Just listen. This is important. Now, you want me to say the girl wrong. In real life, you a goofy. I wouldn't tell my homegirl, don't get that goofy trick if you can. Nigga gonna give you hella money just to go out with him like a bozo. Shit, get him. You got dweebs in life that's for what they for. If you was solid, and let's say the chick trying to get you ain't so solid, let's say maybe she tried to line you up, then that's something. You say, okay, we gotta go deal with her about that because she out of pocket. She knew he was solid and she tried to, do him on clown time. But let's say the chick's solid. So the solid chick can't just be fucking with no goofy. But she could juice him out of whatever he got if he dumb enough to let her. Now let's say you the goofy that the chick could juice out of everything that she want just because you a bozo and overly desperate, right? Who am I to say she wrong? She right for doing what she do. Was a good day at her work. You get my point? If you a whole following a dweeb so desperate to be down, and then one of these dudes manipulate you and do you dirty, and now you crying and you a victim. I'm not the dude that's gonna have any remorse for you. Everybody is what they is, and everybody gotta get what come with what they are. You want to be a goofy and a geek, so the bitch gonna get you, and that's what come with what you are. I can't cry for you and be like, oh, she wrong. No, she right. You's a dweeb. A chick could see you a mile away. More chicks gonna do you like that. Until you know what it is not to be a bozo. It's not about having compassion for somebody being what they is and what come with it. If you were solid, then we'd be having a different conversation. But you sound like a dweeb. And that, if the gold digging chick gets you, I'm gonna be on her side because it's like, what we talking about? She a gold digger, you's a bozo. What the fuck? She didn't line you up to die or nothing, you just trick. Like that. Nobody can't trick you. You say she tricked me into thinking she was loyal. How somebody trick you into thinking they loyal? I could tell if a chick is loyal the moment I meet her. I could tell you just off the environment that I met her in, nigga. I met this bozo at the goddamn club. She ain't loyal, nigga. Meet my bitches at the supermarket. Hit it? You meet the chick at the supermarket, you say she about to cook dinner tonight. Good catch. You meet the chick at the club 1 o'clock in the night. You get to know her, she got kids. You stupid? Don't know what you about to get into, man? You about to get with a chick that got kids, she don't be always with them, she in the club. And whatever else come with that, that's what you about to get. That part. You gotta know where you meeting the person, what you gonna get. You in that same environment, so don't overlook yourself. And so do you get my point? Now, I'm not saying every chick that go to the club, you get my point? Keep everything in the perspective. Some people never go out, they get dragged out one night. That's why you can't live stereotypes, but I'm just giving you a perspective. When you meet somebody in a certain environment, that ain't a stereotype. But you do have to be moderate to say, okay, you're going to have a few people here that don't, it's a one-time thing for them. You get my point? A once-in-a-blue thing for them. It's all environments. You meet one of them chicks down in the streets in the hood, what you think you're going to get? And so you get my point? Now, I hope I ain't hurt your feelings, Dream Lavish. You disappeared. The point I was making to you is you got to be solid in this life. Before you start looking for a woman or looking for anything, you got to make sure you solid and know how to learn how to be online by bozos. You get it? Now, try to go along with whatever's to go along. That's what make you a bozo. Once people see things like that in you, they're going to exploit it. That's what I've been trying to tell most of y'all this whole time. Lining yourself up to be everything you don't want to be, and you're going to get everything you don't want to get. You're going to get used and cheated on, and it's going to be more than by just women. It's going to be homeboys you know and all of that. And it's because how you move. That's not to say a solid person is not going to go through cheating, betrayals, and things like that, but it's going to be one time. A by luck thing almost, where you say, damn, that shit happened one time and it never happened again. Like, that's why they say a coward die 1,000 deaths. The goofy gonna go through that shit his whole life. The real person maybe once, maybe. You get my point? You can put it to something else, because that's relationships. A goofy person, man, they gonna get cheated on and did how they did all the time. A coward died 1,000 deaths. That solid person, maybe they go through it one time. You make them even more solid. You follow? Let's say a coward in the streets get beat up every day and bullied all out of it. You get it? You robbed for everything you got. A real person could go through that, but it probably be one time only. They're not going to double back to try and do it again because they already know, nah, that motherfucker real. We got away with it by luck. But they're going to try it 50, 60 times with the coward. I'm trying to show you, this is where that phrase come from. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. And speaking in that way, that's why you want to make sure you're solid in this life. When I say a coward, if a chick cheating on you and doing you anyway, and so a lot of y'all need to make sure you sturdy before you start seeking out people. Now, life is about predators and prey. And you can overlook that all you want, but that's all you got. It's like the jungle. You got women out here looking on weak men to prey on. You got dudes looking for weak dudes to prey on. And vice versa. You got weak chicks looking to prey on weaker chicks. So on and so forth. It may come in sweet talk. Meaning you may be getting, exploited or preyed on through sweet talk and somebody exploiting your emotions or, telling you whatever you want to hear if you're weak-minded in that way. You're going to have many aspects of predator-prey. And if you're a bozo, you're going to be lost. You get my point? Meaning you're not going to be able to even know or tell, well, what's happening? What direction is it going to come from? And be a goofy, completely lost. If somebody's solid, you get my point, then you already know there's predators out here, there's prey out here, and that's on every level of everything. Whether we talking somebody trying to take my position, trying to line me up, to rob me, exploit me, whether you talking about a chick trying to use me because maybe she need this in the moment and don't really care about me, it's going to come from every direction, predator prey. Sometimes the predator will turn into a prey. You got to watch for that too. Meaning sometimes somebody will prey on you and realize they can't, and then they become the prey. Next thing you know, you getting hell with being a predator and you just a defender. Meaning everybody don't fall in the predator and the prey, but that's all you got overall. And then you got the few that's just solid. You get my point? They do them. They don't need to prey on nobody, and ain't nobody preying on them. You follow? But sometimes a predator gonna come along and try to prey on them, and you get my point? Maybe you a bully, you try to leave somebody and realize you can't. Next thing you know, you getting your ass whooped and you turn into the prey. Where you like become a victim looking for somebody to save you. You gotta know what you are, you get my point? You gotta be around solid people, so that's what rub off on you. So let's say you say, I don't like what he's saying all the way. Like that. You probably fall into what I'm talking about. And if you was around me a lot and you hear this so much, it would just, you would naturally get a more real perspective. And I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing for you. You get it? If you were goofy, you were goofy. So dream lavish. Maybe you take a little offense to what I said, but overall it's good. It's gonna serve you if you grasp what I'm saying beyond your emotions. You're gonna be a bozo in this life, or you not. And you get my point? This ain't about what people say about you, but this is about your experiences. Now, people gonna tell you you cool or whatever if that's how they exploiting you. You get my point? But you got to be solid to where people don't even try you in a way. It's just always straightforward or nothing. And so kind of grasp. Carrie said, my stance is everything that's within will reflect your situation. In other words, if you have strong discernment, you can weed out people easily and attract those that's like-minded. Makes sense. There's nothing you should have any discernment or disdain towards when you're talking about a real path of wisdom and you evolving into your glory, so to say. Remember, you having a problem with somebody or disdain with this thing or that thing, that's your own problem still. And so there's still a cleaning up of self. How does one to a place where you get my point? Nothing disturbs them, where they carrying it with them. You have the moment, and whatever happened in the moment, you react how you do, and you have to be able to bounce back till you get it, your natural vibration. A person to get angry in the moment and then let it carry over. A person to fall in love in the moment and lose their whole perspective, and you get my point? Like that, you gotta stay stable, you gotta know self. That way you could know your weaknesses and everything, and that you don't have problems. Meaning y'all have problems because y'all lack in certain areas. So somebody did you dirty because you was lacking in your awareness, or you just wasn't being fair with yourself, and you were just hoping and believing they was going to do right by you, even though you knew better. You got to become more stable and solid. This where discipline come into place. There's females I see where I be like, oh, I like her, but I'm already knowing she for the street. It don't matter how you cut it. Maybe I even clap her cheeks one evening, but it's going to stay there. There's a line of chicks that probably could come along if they ain't embarrassed enough and be like, yeah, Silas clap my cheeks and I ain't never hear from him again. I liked you. You was cute and shit like that, but we dealing with top level awareness. We dealing with top level awareness over here. I already got experience. I already know, where you at in life and what it's going to be. And so you get my point. You got to get to that place where you know. how to be. And that you don't have to have no disdain towards nothing, because you're not fucking yourself up in no way or putting yourself out there to be. Move accordingly, you handle things how you supposed to when you get my point. You're gonna receive from that. Outside of that, y'all ain't supposed to be living like y'all supposed to be avoiding this thing or that thing. Meaning, if you on a true path of wisdom, it's not about you avoiding anything. Things will avoid you, and the world will be open for you to have and do as you please. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that don't like me in life, but I go about and do whatever I want. Out in the public, no security, nothing. You get my point? And the doors is open. Whatever problem nigga got, they don't got that shit when I'm present. I bet you that. Like that. And people gonna have their own problems, and that's their own work that they got to deal with. And when you get on a true path of wisdom, you start to realize that it's not about me changing people or not liking this thing or that thing. It's about me strengthening myself and knowing who I am. And you get my point? To each his own. You ain't attached to nothing in that. If this thing want to be a bozo and attached to it, you want a certain vibration. Whatever ain't vibrating on that source vibration, then you get my point? Now, if you a truthful person and an honorable person, whoever ain't gonna fall away on their own, and you just keep your vibration steady. And that's all I could tell most of y'all. Terrell Watkins said, what if you got a goofy that's close to you, like a cousin? How do you set him straight? I had a cousin that was a goofy. I had a few cousins that was... On the honest accord, a lot of my cousins was goofy. I'd go visit them on the weekends and shit. They friends be talking to them crazy, but ain't none of that allowed when I pull up. Hopefully they don't take offense either, because that do hold some merit. Meaning y'all be getting lost in it trying to look tough and shit like that, and then I be overlooking y'all reality. So let's say one of my cousins watching right now, they take offense. They say, man, this nigga trying to play me. Don't overlook that you was a goofy getting bullied and I put an end to it for you. Don't overlook that. Most of my, when I go visit them on the weekends, they was getting bullied and shit like that. We the same age or close in age. Maybe I'm a year too older. Now maybe we the same age. And when I pull up, ain't none of that with me. I don't give a fuck if you bullying my cousin. You better watch how you talk to me and him in my presence. And they can all tell you, like, no, that is true. He don't play that shit ever since we was like 11 and shit like that. Now, the overall point I'm making, that was just so you could grasp. I had goofy cousins. A goofy gonna always be a goofy. Meaning even after you transcend the goofy into being solid, their source vibration is what it is. And that, you get my point? In any moment of pressure, they be what they are. And they're not gonna know how to, I don't know how to explain it. They're not gonna know what to do. And you get my point? It's just like a coward. They could pretend like they tough. You could bring them around all the tough people. They could start getting familiar with the tough, start being viewed as one of the tough. But as soon as pressure come, they gonna go back to what they are. Even if it's for a moment. Let's say the pressure's 10 seconds long. For 10 seconds, they gonna go back to what they are. And that 10 seconds gonna cost you whatever it do. Like that. You can't change the nature of people. Because nobody's stupid. You get my point? We kind of give people too much and kind of like... When I say goofy, I don't want you to look at it like a dodo bird dummy. We talking about a weak person. They basically weak overall. They know what they supposed to do when they supposed to do it. Maybe they too weak in the moment to do it. Like that. And that you got goofy cousins or whatever you got. You ain't got to cut them off or nothing. You just got to always keep in mind what they are. And that when you're dealing with them. You get my point? I had goofy cousins that I kind of transcended into not being a goofy. I have a cousin that I transcended out of being a goofy, but he's still a goofy to me. You get my point? Not in like an insulting way. When you bring somebody along, they still be whatever they are to you. And if you ain't finished working on them, then they look like an unfinished goofy. But I'm not saying that in an insulting way. And I always told him he was a goofy. If anybody watching and you kind of got in mind, you like, I know what cousin he talking about. I ain't a nigga to be talking indirect out of somebody's presence. Our whole life, I always tell him he's a goofy. And everybody that know us, Cheese always tell that's what Cheese do. Tell him he's a goofy. Like, but he never take offense to it. He a goofy. So, I not like that. He never take offense to it because you get it. I'm bringing him along, and you get it. You know I got his back. So it's just like real shit. Like maybe you got a big brother, and he be telling you you're a goofy. I'm sure Black Sam told Nipsey Hussle many occasions, you's a goddamn goofy. Like, why you rolling 60 for? Like that. We siblings in perspective. So I'm saying it from that point. Y'all be thinking y'all peers and equals and tough and shit like that. Then conversations get lost. But I got a cousin that was a goofy that I transcended over. But you get my point. A person nature, whatever it is, a person weak-minded or dumb in any way, that's gonna get exploited at some point regardless. Meaning you can't be somebody's strength in their brain. At some point you gotta look at them and say like, they just is what they is. You get my point? And that is not about not, it's not about not dealing with nobody, but it's about like, you gotta hold people accountable for what they are. And it's not about changing people, but just accepting them for what they are and keeping them where they need to be. You follow? You got a goofy cousin, leave him a goofy. Ain't nothing wrong with a goofy. Until you start holding the goofy to real shit. That's where we go wrong. You got this snaky friend, but you pretending on yourself, holding him up to being loyal. You follow? And that most people get they self let down because they like to play games with their own self. Dude is a goofy, but in certain moments you want to hold him up to being real, but he gonna let you down, then you gonna be burnt. This chick from the streets or whatever the case may be, and you get my point? But in the moment you say I like her, you want to hold her to a wife, and she gonna be whatever she is. Like that, you got to be sturdy in this life and just, But all of that come with age. Meaning you got to, live and learn. And once you learn, then you learn. In regards to my own cousin, I hope you don't take no offense. You get it? That's how I honestly just look at things. And people just are what they are. But it's not about holding no disdain to anything. Everything is mutual. Somebody do you dirty or they're goofy or whatever the case may be, you entertained it. You can't let yourself all the way off the hook. Ain't no growth for you there. You get my point? And so it's like I said, it's all about growth. I look to blame people and all of those weird things. I ain't really big on that. I'm with adjustments. I make whatever adjustments need to be made, and you get my point. Move on the straight and narrow after. You said there's no true conversion. So a murderer can't be reformed. Everybody what they is. You asking a murderer can't be reformed. It's like asking if a person learn how to ride a bike, can they forget? Nah, they not gonna forget. You could convince yourself they don't know how to ride no more. Maybe they a little rusty. But do you get my point? Don't never dumb your own self down the way you get my point. You acting like daytime and nighttime can ever be one another. Maybe day get a little dark and gloomy, but it's still day. And maybe the nighttime don't get as dark as it usually do, but you get my point? Day is day, night is night. In regards to things transcending over, a goofy can become real, and a real person, can become a goofy. and things can transcend over. But it ain't likely that a lion gonna become a bunny rabbit and a wolf gonna become a sheep and a fish gonna become a goddamn crocodile. You forgetting the natures of life. Everything got its starting vibration or its nature. And depending on what amount of pressure is applied, you can always crack the walnut down to, you get my point? Look at people as walnuts. Some people's shell is harder than others. But whatever's inside is going to always be there. You was a coward as a kid and you was bullied. Now you decided to pump iron and get diesel and shit like that. That sucker's still there. You just got more to break through now, but it's still there. You got real people like that in this life. They understand everything. You follow? If a person's solid, it's always in the moment of pressure, you're going to see it more. I didn't have people pull up on me, dump me, all kind of things you could think of. And I had 15 Latin kings run down on me with knives. I got stabbed. I never ran. You say in that moment of pressure, you didn't run. You are what you are. You get my point? I done got locked up, had niggas run up on me. I don't even see them coming. But you will never see, like, you get my point? I'm always solid in what I am. Blood is not going to, like, fold. Like that. When you live long enough, you start to see, man, people what they are. And fire or pressure will expose whatever truly is within. That's why I said if you go back to when I was 11 years old, my cousins could even tell you, like, nah, he was solid when we was young. I used to get bullied. And he was not having that. And I go back to when I was a kid. That lets you see people are what they are no matter. Whatever's within is what's within. And that can be covered up and decorated all they want. But if you put pressure on it, I could come and be overly nice to y'all and act like, oh, I'm the most delicate, kind person in life. But if one of y'all challenge me and try to belittle me as a man, do you get it? Whatever's within me, that's what's going to be. Some of y'all, you got a coward with it. And that pressure get put on you, the coward going to come out. The moment of you folding going to come out. You can put all the pressures you want on me. It's not going to never happen. I already came to terms with that. Meaning I asked my own self when I was young and I ran in with the Latin Kings and it was like 20 of them and I was dolo. I'm in the hospital and they kind of working on me. You get my point? I asked myself that same question. Why the fuck didn't you run? I don't know. All I can say is now that I'm older, and you just is what you are. You get my point? A coward can't be nothing but a coward. He could pretend all he wants. I could pretend I just ain't gonna hold up. I am what I am, blood. I'm solid. If you not solid, get the fuck away from me. And most of y'all kind of get it. You like, yeah, he might be right. That really is how life is, man. People just what they are. They could transcend it by covering it up as much as they can. But you get it? If you don't deal with your core, and most people not dealing with their core, meaning the coward not going to the course of itself and really putting his cowardice on his scale and like getting rid of it. He just going to decorate around it. And so you get my point? It's the same on the flip side. Most people not going to their core. And that, everybody what they are. I've went to my core, meaning when I was younger, you get my point? I'm balanced now. So I'm still who I am. But I guess because I'm old. It's that. Y'all young, I'm old. So I always had that for y'all, like, the fuck is a little kid. You get my point? Meaning, a lot of people might have got slapped in the past for like nothing really. I'm not saying anybody ever did anything to me like in these times, but I'm just saying like on y'all manners. Or like maybe you doing something to somebody else I don't like. I'm gonna put my hands on you back in the day. Not now probably, but that's probably because I'm just old now. And y'all little kids, you get my point? A lot of y'all like that. Meaning if you young, always keep in mind that you know you young. I mean 24 something like that, you challenging me trying to act tough. This is just an example that never happened. I will hope it don't, but you get my point? Let's say you 24, 22 or something like that, and you challenging me like who more gangster, who not. Damn, who the moderator that's... I don't remember I put one of y'all as a moderator. It's gonna cut off in a minute too. I didn't charge, but made me lose my train of thought. It was important too. Overall, y'all get the point. Oh, TJ Creates is still the moderator. Salam. Peace and wisdom, champ. You was on point. And I was just about to get to his comment. He needed a promotion. Nah, he was on point. He needed promotion. He was lagging a little bit for the earlier part of the video, but Terrell Watkins, you said, make sure y'all give back too. Stop coming in here like that. Even after this video win, if you don't mind, make sure you give back. And when I say give back, it don't have nothing to do because with me having a need of anything. You get my point? I'm just not somebody you're going to be using. But you don't never have to come in here and think like, get it? I get money and I do me regardless of what y'all do. So you don't never got to attach our lives in any way. If you come in here begging and got questions and shit and you're listening, I bring something to the table ever so often. It's that simple. But you said like your cousin is a little older than you and you got to make decisions and things like that for him. That's going to be life. You get my point? I thought you was talking about something else when you said he was a goofy. And some of y'all going to become wiser than your parents. What, you going to leave them hanging because you got to help them out and think for them? You're going to have people that fall short that's attached to you. You're going to have goofies in your family and friends. It's like I said, you got to hold people to what they are. It's only a problem when you stop holding people to what they are and you start expecting them to be what they ain't. This is when y'all have disdain and y'all have problems. You get it? You know your cousin a little slow. You got to think for him ever so often. You only getting aggravated because, you get my point? I guess you trying to hold him to a higher accord in this moment. Where you like, nah, he older than me. He should know better. But you already know he don't. You get it? He's slow. And that, you and whoever else around him, y'all gonna have to hold him down. On the mind side, but somebody held you down when you was young, everything balanced out. But I'm speaking like goofy, like in morals. Some of y'all got cousins that's like goofies and maybe they gonna betray you, down the line.